Down quilts can be intimidating for a lot of people, but they're really not that hard to build. This right here is a quilt that I just finished. It's built with a wide Karo step baffle design. A Karo step design allows the down to be shifted freely throughout the quilt and configured based on the temperature and what you're wearing. To build this quilt, I used 5 yards of Argon 49 fabric, 260 inches of 3.5 inch wide nano no-seam baffling, 15 ounces of 850 fill down, a 5-foot section of 1/16 inch shock cord, and a mini cord lock. In this video, I'll quickly run through how to build this quilt. Obviously, if you use this video to make your own quilt, all the dimensions that I give should be modified to fit your own needs. So first things first, lay out your fabric and cut it to 158 inches, mark out the center line of the panel, and cut out the tapers on each corner of the panel. Instead of doing more of a traditional taper like this or this, I choose to make all my quilts with this pattern shape because it's just what I find to be the most ergonomic and efficient. Find a place where you could lay out your whole main panel on a flat surface and tape it down with painter's tape with the calendared side facing up. Use fabric chalk to mark out lines that divide the panel into 4 vertical sections and 10 horizontal sections. Place marks on your lines 3.5 inches away from each intersection. Untape your main panel and rig up a compass with some string so you can cut out and mark out 2 14-inch wide circular panels for the foot of your quilt. Mark out lines on the calendared side of your foot panels to divide them into quarters. On those lines, place marks 2 inches away from the centers of the panels. Sew a single fold hem around one of your foot panels and on these edges of your main panel. Fold the hem over the calendared side of the fabric. Cut out 12 9-inch baffles, 15 8-inch baffles, and 8 4-inch baffles. Sew all of these baffles to one side of your main panel and one of your foot panels in between all the little marks you made. Row by row from head end to foot end, sew all of these baffles to the other side of the main panel. Also, sew together the foot. Fold the quilt in half so that the side that is not fully hemmed is facing itself and the side that is fully hemmed is facing outwards. The side that's facing inwards right now will end up being the exterior of the quilt, and the side that's facing out will end up being the interior. Sew these edges together on the exterior main panel, then sew the exterior side of the foot to the exterior main panel. Repeat those last 2 steps with the interior side of the quilt and sew these interior edges together. To add a seamless cord channel, cut a 2-inch by 16 strip of fabric, fold the side edges over, fold it in half lengthwise, sew it into a tube, run it through the top of the quilt, and secure it to the main panel by hand sewing it with a whip stitch. Sew most of the exterior edge to the interior edge on the upper part of the quilt, but leave a gap that's about 10 inches long. Stuff all of your down into your quilt, sew the quilt shut, run your shock cord through the cord channel, sew it to one side, and slide on your cord lock. You now have a Karo step quilt. Just a heads up, if you want to copy me and use a seamless cord channel, you'll probably want to add in some kind of closure system for the collar. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below.